Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessie and today we are doing a book haul of all of the books that I've acquired since the last book haul, which is mostly Christmas presents and a couple of thrift store finds. So we're going to go through all of those today, and stay tuned for the end of this video for a very exciting announcement. I do have a new setup that you may have noticed. I did get a new bookshelf for Christmas that I was so excited about, and I'm still working on getting it all set up and decorated and everything, and I'll have a video coming out of the new shelf setup and tour, so stay tuned for that. Very excited about it. But before we get into the books, I wanted to quickly thank Teddy Blake, which is a handbag company, for so kindly sending me one of their handbags in exchange for an honest review. So Teddy Blake is a handbag company that does designer quality handbags, all made with real Italian leather, handcrafted, and what they pride themselves on is being much more affordable than the actual designer handbags. So you can get a handbag of the same quality as the designer ones for like a fraction of the price. So this is the one that I got from them. I love it so much. It might be the nicest bag I've ever owned in my life. I'm not one to usually splurge on purses or anything like that, but now I don't think I'll ever need to. I think that this is my purse for the rest of my life. So I'm so excited about it, and what I'm most excited for is that I can fit all the books into it, which is key. I always bring books with me on the go, so I love that this can fit so many books inside of it. And it's big enough as well to fit a lot of my baby products that I have to carry around with me, like bottles, extra snacks, that sort of thing. So I love this. If you do want to check out their website, they release new collections very frequently. So if you don't find a style that you absolutely love right away, keep your eye open because they release new collections all the time with brand new styles and colors. The one that I got was the Kate Black Croco 15-inch, and again, I highly recommend it, especially if you like carrying your books around everywhere you go. The quality, again, is some of the nicest that I've ever owned. They are premium leather handbags, authentically made in Italy, and again, getting them for a fraction of the cost of an actual designer handbag, but still getting that designer quality is so amazing. So thank you so much, Teddy Blake, for sending me this. I love it so much. And if you want to check them out, I'll link the information for it down below. All right, so let's get into the books, starting with some gifts I so kindly received. So the first one I want to talk about is I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Iain Reid. And thank you so much to You Know Who You Are for sending this to me. I am so excited to get to it. I've heard such crazy things about this book. I've heard it's just a wild ride, and I've been so curious to check it out for so long now. Seeing the trailer for the Netflix adaptation was bizarre. Like, it made me so intrigued to check out this story. So I'm really excited about this. Thank you so much for sending it to me. And then a huge thank you to Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Reads for sending me this gorgeous edition of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I'm going to be trying to collect these Penguin cloth-bound classics moving forward into the future. And if you haven't checked out Andrew's channel, you absolutely should. I'm going to link it down below. He is such an awesome booktuber. He talks about so many fantasy series that I've never heard of before, and I get so many fantasy series recommendations from him, so definitely go check out his channel. And thank you so much, Andrew, for sending this to me. And then from my good friend Liene over at Liene's Library, whose channel will also be linked down below. I love Liene and just how honest she is with every opinion, how detailed her reviews are. She just talks so intelligently about books, and I aspire to do reviews as good as hers. But she sent me The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which I know she loved, and I'm so excited to check this one out. This has been everywhere. I feel like Book Talk is really what brought this to the forefront again, but even before that, it was so hugely popular, and I'm so excited to finally get to check out what all the hype is about. I'm thinking I'm gonna love this. This is definitely a 5-star prediction for me. I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Liene, for gifting me this. And then from Diana over at Diana in the Nook, who whose channel is fantastic. I will link hers down below. She does these really cool editing tricks where her videos are just so visually pleasing to watch. I love the style of editing that she does. She's awesome. So highly recommend checking out her channel, but she so kindly sent me 2 books, The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood and Neon Gods by Katee Roberts, both of which I have heard really good things about and also some not good things. I've heard some mixed reviews. Jess, I'm looking at you. I know that you don't like this one, but I know that Mara over at Books Like Whoa loved this one. And these two I feel like have also been just all over BookTube, Book Talk this year, so I'm excited to check them out and see what all the hype is about, especially if they're as steamy as I've heard they are, so this will be fun. And then I have to thank my friend Abby over at Abby Salter for gifting me The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I'm so excited to check this one out. She loves this one, and I've just heard amazing things about Neil Gaiman's writing. I am not proud to say that I've never read Neil Gaiman before, so this will be my first foray into Neil Gaiman's writing, and I'm really excited about it. I feel like it's a good place to start with him, and I have to thank Abby so much. Abby's channel, once again, is going to be linked down below. She's amazing. I love her reviews. I love finding recommendations from her. We do have similar tastes in quite a few books, and then some different tastes in others, but she loves this one, so I'm really excited and very hopeful that I'm also going to love it. So thank you so much, Abby, for sending me this. And then another huge thank you to my friend Jessie over at the Bookish Mom, whose channel I will link down below. She is fantastic. I love how consistently she continues to upload videos. She is constantly giving us top-notch quality content to watch, and I so appreciate her for that. And on top of that, she's a mom and has a full-time job, so I don't know how she manages to keep up with it as well as she does. I aspire to be like Jessie. That is amazing. But she so kindly gifted me Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, which is one of my most anticipated books from this year that I just haven't gotten around to yet. And I, like many others, loved The House in the Cerulean Sea by this author, and I've heard that this is similar but different. It explores very different themes, but still kind of remains tonally the same as The House in the Cerulean Sea, so I'm really curious. I think that I'm gonna really enjoy this. I know that this one isn't quite as loved as The House in the Cerulean Sea, but from what I've heard about it, it explores things that I personally really enjoy exploring in books, so I'm really excited to check this one out, and I know Jessie loved it, so I'm even more excited because of that. All right, and then a couple more Christmas gifts from my husband. I received 2 of those Penguin cloth-bound classic editions. Both books I've read before, but they were so long ago that I really don't remember them at all, so I really want to give them a reread. And when I saw that they were available in these editions, I couldn't help myself. I had to ask for them for Christmas. So the first one is Animal Farm by George Orwell. This one, I haven't read it since probably middle school, and I feel like it's going to be a totally different reading experience reading it as an adult. So I feel like this is a classic. Do I need to explain it? I'm really excited to reread it, see if I enjoy it more this time around. I remember enjoying it as a kid, but I feel like it's gonna hit a little bit harder reading it as an adult. So very excited for this. And then he also gifted me 1984 by George Orwell, which again, this one is another like modern classic that I read probably in high school maybe, and I don't remember it really at all. This edition is amazing. The eyes watching you, big brother watching you. So really excited to check this one out and see how I enjoy the reading experience as an adult versus as a teenager. And then 2 more gifts that I so kindly received from my brother-in-law are 2 books from an author I have wanted to check out for so long, Kazuo Ishiguro. I've heard amazing things about their writing. So my brother-in-law so kindly gifted me Never Let Me Go, which I feel like is this author's most popular work, and I'm really excited to check it out and see what all the hype is about. And then also The Remains of the Day. This one I had not heard of before, but I'm really excited for it. It sounds like it's going to be this really quiet but powerful novel that's more like a historical fiction that takes place in a post-war England. So really excited about both of these and can't wait to finally try this author's works. All right, so let's talk about some fantasy and sci-fi books that I've picked up in the last couple months. First being the sequel to a YA fantasy book that I read last year, really enjoyed. This is a Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown, and this is the sequel to A Song of Wraiths and Ruin, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was a lot of fun, so I'm really excited to check out this sequel, and I love these covers. That shine is so pretty. The first book was a really interesting setup where it took these two main characters. One was the daughter of this queen, and the other was kind of this peasant boy. And the daughter of this queen, in order to save her mother, she had to find someone to marry and then kill them and take their heart or something like that. It was like so wild. I really remember enjoying it a lot. So very excited to check out this sequel. I also grabbed Guns of the Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is one that Alan over at the Library of Allenxandria really enjoyed. I don't know much about it, but I know it's a standalone, which I'm very excited for, and he just loved it. So I'm very curious to check this one out. Another one that I picked up is Age of Myth by Michael J. Sullivan. This is one that my friend Jashana really enjoys, and I believe it's the first in a fantasy series that is 6 books long, I think, and it's a prequel series to this author's other series in the same world, but I've heard that this one's great, and I know Jashana loves it, so I'm very excited to check it out. I also picked up Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. I know I said that wrong. I'm so sorry. But I've heard really good things about this series from my friends Alex Nieves and Liene. And I know that this is more of a sci-fantasy series, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like the main character is kind of like this morally gray villain who's not really the villain. He might end up becoming the hero. I don't know. I love that kind of stuff, so I'm really excited to check this one out. And then the last fantasy book I picked up was The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, and I have seen so many good things about this. I know my friend Elle over at Elliot Brooks really loved this book. She said all the right buzzwords for it. Great magic system, really unique world building, kind of has horror elements in it, has a fun animal companion. Check. Those are all like my fantasy buzzwords. I'm so excited. So I hope that I really end up loving this. All right, and then the last 5 books I have were actually all thrift store finds, which I'm so happy about. I went into Goodwill and found these 5 books and couldn't believe that they were available. I said 5, I meant 6 books. 6 books from Goodwill. The first one is The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak, which is one that I have heard amazing things about. Everyone seems to love this book. It is so popular. It has been on my TBR for years and years to finally pick up. I feel like I'm the only person in the world who has not read this book. It is a World War II historical fiction. I believe the narrator is death itself, and it's telling the story of these children. And I don't know much else. I feel like it's going to rip my heart out, but I'm so excited for it. So finally going to be checking out this very beloved book. We also have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. This one I saw the movie, and I love the movie. So I've been very curious to check out the book and to see how it is compared to the movie. So very excited to read this one. I also found Educated by Tara Westover, which is a memoir about a girl who grew up kind of in rural United States and had no access to any sort of schooling system, and it's her journey to get educated, and I have heard amazing things about it. Everyone, again, seems to have read it except for me, so I'm excited to finally get around to reading this one. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is another modern classic that I actually didn't have to read in school. This is one that I feel like is very often required reading, and since I never had to read it, I'm very curious to finally read it and to see what it's all about. I know kind of the premise and how it has themes of censorship and all of that, so I'm really curious to check it out and see how I enjoy it. And then I found The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which is one that has also been on my radar for quite a while. I've seen some mixed reviews. Some people love this one and some people just find it meh, but I love the idea of it. I love these cozy mysteries, and the setting sounds really cool and eerie. It sounds like it's kind of this Agatha Christie-like mystery novel, so I'm really excited to check this one out. And then the last one I picked up was Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clayton, which is one that has been on my TBR since it came out. And I know that this was a book club pick for Reese's Book Club, and hers are usually hit or miss for me, but this one just sounded so intriguing, and I love the cover for it so much. Not gonna lie, the cover made me very intrigued. It says, after the death of her beloved grandmother, a Cuban-American woman travels to Havana where she discovers the roots of her identity and unearths a family secret hidden since the revolution. I just think it sounds really cool, and I've never really read anything like it, so I'm really excited to check this one out. But those were all the books that I hauled since my previous book haul video, and since you made it to the end of the video, I have a very special announcement. To help celebrate the holidays, I will be holding a giveaway for one person to receive any book of their choice. I will gift it to you off of Amazon or Book Depository or Blackwell's, whatever the case may be, and it is for any book that is up to $30 in value. So all you have to do to enter this giveaway is just leave a little present emoji in your comment, and I will enter you. And this is just a small way for me to say happy holidays. I hope you all had a safe and happy time with family or friends or whoever. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.